Welcome to my channel official history of coins journey, where small discoveries can turn into big opportunities, and hidden treasures might already be closer than you think. First up, today we are talking about one specific coin, a single piece that has captured the attention of collectors, the 1980 United States Liberty Quarter. This is not just any ordinary coin. This is one coin with a story, a purpose, and a rising demand that makes it exciting to own. Next paragraph, the 1980 D quarter was minted in Denver, which is why you see the D mint mark on it. It was part of the Washington Quarter series that has been circulating across the United States for decades. These coins were produced during a time when America was transitioning through economic and cultural shifts, making every coin from that era a small historical artifact. Moving forward, this coin features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front, a symbol of leadership and strength. The reverse design shows the eagle, representing power and freedom. This design combination gives the coin a timeless and recognizable appearance that collectors love. Now let's talk about why this coin was made. The U.S. Mint produced these quarters for everyday transactions, but also to maintain a consistent national identity through currency. The 1980 D quarter played its role in commerce, passing through millions of hands, making it a true witness to history. Here, where things get exciting. Even though millions were minted, not all coins survive in top condition. The real value comes from coins that remain in excellent or near-perfect condition. If your 1980 D quarter has sharp details, strong shine, and minimal wear, you could be holding something truly special. Collectors are always searching for high-grade coins, and the 1980 D quarter is no exception. Coins graded in mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher, can command impressive prices in the market. Now imagine this. An ordinary-looking coin sitting quietly in your collection could actually be worth far more than its face value. That's the thrill of coin collecting, and this 1980 D quarter fits perfectly into that excitement. Another reason this coin is gaining attention is due to error varieties. Some 1980 D quarters have minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual markings. These rare variations can significantly increase the coin's value and desirability. As time passes, coins from the 1980s are becoming more collectible. They represent a bridge between modern and vintage coinage. This growing interest continues to push demand higher, especially for well-preserved examples. Let's talk numbers now. A regular circulated 1980 D quarter can still attract interest, but when you move into uncirculated or high-grade versions, the value can rise dramatically. Some top-condition coins have reached prices of $500 to $1,500 or even more depending on quality. And here's the real motivation. Rare error versions or exceptionally graded coins have the potential to reach up to $3,000 or higher in the right market. That's a huge jump for a coin originally worth just 25 cents. This is why collectors and investors keep a close eye on coins like this. It's not just about the metal, it's about rarity, condition, and timing. The better the condition, the higher the potential reward. If you already own this coin, it's worth taking a closer look. Check the mint mark, examine the details, and consider getting it professionally graded. A simple step like that could unlock its true value. The beauty of this coin lies in its accessibility. It's not impossible to find, yet finding one in premium condition is where the real challenge begins. That challenge is exactly what drives collectors. The market for collectible coins is always evolving, and pieces like the 1980 D quarter continue to gain recognition. As more people enter the hobby, demand increases and values follow. So if you come across this coin, don't ignore it. Treat it carefully, store it properly, and consider its future potential. What looks ordinary today could become extraordinary tomorrow. In the end, this single 1980 United States Liberty quarter is more than just currency. It's a piece of history, a collector's item, and a potential hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. And who knows, the next time you check your coins, you might just find one that could be worth up to $3,000 or more. Next coin, the USA 1985 Liberty quarter dollar with the dmintmark, is a fascinating coin that continues to capture the attention of collectors and enthusiasts around the world. This single coin represents a powerful combination of history, design, and growing collector demand that makes it stand out far beyond its original face value. This coin was minted in 1985 at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small d mint mark on the obverse side. It belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most recognized coin designs in United States history. The design of this quarter features the strong and dignified portrait of George Washington on the front, symbolizing leadership and the foundation of a nation. On the reverse side, the majestic eagle is displayed with outstretched wings, representing freedom, pride, and strength. The 1985 D quarter was originally produced for everyday circulation, allowing it to travel through countless hands, businesses, and transactions. This journey through time adds a layer of historical depth that collectors truly appreciate. What makes this coin especially exciting today is how condition transforms its value. While many coins were circulated, only a limited number have survived in exceptional, near-perfect condition. These high-grade examples are the ones that command serious attention. Collectors are particularly interested in coins graded MS65 and above. In these higher grades, the 1985 D quarter reveals its full brilliance, sharp details, and original mint luster, making it highly desirable in the market. Another factor that drives value is the possibility of mint errors. Some coins from this year feature striking anomalies such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or unique surface variations. These rare characteristics can dramatically increase the coin's worth. As the years pass, coins from the 1980s are becoming more collectible. They are no longer just modern coins. They are transitioning into vintage status, and that shift is increasing their demand among both new and experienced collectors. Right now, collectors are actively searching for high-quality 1985 D quarters to complete their collections. This growing demand plays a major role in pushing prices upward, especially for coins that stand out in condition or uniqueness. When it comes to current value, standard circulated examples still hold interest, but the real excitement begins with uncirculated coins. In strong mint state condition, these coins can reach impressive levels in the collector market. A well-preserved 1985 D quarter can currently sell for around $200 to $800, depending on its grade and eye appeal. This already shows how far it has come from its original 25-cent value. As you move into higher grades, the numbers become even more exciting. Premium examples with exceptional quality have been known to reach $1,000 to $2,500 in competitive markets where collectors are actively bidding. And here is where the true potential shines. Rare rarecoins or top population graded pieces can climb to $4,000 or even higher under the right circumstances. This makes the 1985 D quarter a coin with serious upside potential. Looking into the future, the value of this coin has strong room for growth. As fewer high-grade coins remain available and demand continues to rise, prices are expected to follow that upward trend. This coin also benefits from its accessibility. It is still possible to find one in collections, old coin jars, or inherited items, which adds to the excitement of discovering something valuable. The key to unlocking its full worth lies in preservation. Coins that maintain their original shine, have minimal scratches, and display clear details are the ones that achieve the highest prices. Professional grading can also elevate the value significantly. Once certified, the coin gains credibility in the market, attracting serious buyers who are willing to pay premium prices. The 1985 D quarter is not just a piece of metal. It is a collectible asset that connects the past with the future. Its design, history, and rarity in top condition all contribute to its growing reputation. For collectors and investors alike, this coin represents an opportunity. Holding onto a high-quality example today could mean benefiting from even higher values in the years to come. As more people enter the world of coin collecting, coins like the 1985 D quarter are gaining recognition. This increasing awareness continues to push demand higher across global markets. In the end, this single USA 1985 Liberty quarter dollar with the dmintmark stands as a powerful reminder that even everyday coins can carry extraordinary value, with the potential to reach up to $4,000 or more in the right condition and market timing. Second coin, your 1994 D Liberty quarter is an incredibly common coin, but what if I told you that depending on the condition and a few specific details, it could be worth the price of a nice dinner, or perhaps even the cost of a used car? Let's dive deep into the story of this unassuming piece of pocket chain and uncover the truth about its value, its history, and why it has collectors all over the world checking their spare change jars. We are talking about the 1994 D Washington quarter, and by the time we are finished, you are going to know exactly what to look for and whether you have hit the jackpot. First, let's get the honest truth out of the way right now. If you pull a 1994 D quarter out of your pocket that looks like it has been around the block a few times, the value is exactly what is written on the coin, 25 cents. In circulated condition, worn down by the hands of millions of Americans over the last 3 decades, this coin is not rare. It was produced in staggering numbers at the Denver Mint, with a total mintage reaching 880,034,110 pieces. That is nearly 880 million coins, which is an astronomical number in the world of numismatics. So, if you are holding a beat-up quarter, do not start planning your retirement just yet. But do not click away, because this is where the story gets exciting. The real value of the 1994 D quarter exists on a spectrum, and at the very top of that spectrum, the numbers become genuinely impressive. You see, while most of these coins were released into the wild to be spent on gum and newspapers, a small fraction of them were saved immediately after being minted. These are known as mint state coins, and they are the ones that collectors are hunting for. For a coin to be valuable, it needs to be in pristine, untouched condition. The difference between a coin that has been in circulation and one that went straight from a mint bag into a collector's album is the difference between 25 cents and hundreds or even thousands of dollars. To understand the value, we have to talk about the history of this specific design. The quarter you are looking at is part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. Originally, it was intended to be a one-year commemorative coin to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, but the design by sculptor John Flanagan was so popular that it became a permanent fixture of American coinage. For decades, these quarters were made of 90% silver, but by 1994, they were composed of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core. The 1994 D carries the D mint mark, signifying it was struck at the Denver facility, and it features the classic heraldic eagle on the reverse, a design that would be retired just a few years later to make way for the 50-state quarters program starting in 1999. So why was this coin built? It was built for commerce, pure and simple. The United States economy in the 1990s was booming, and the mint was working overtime to produce enough coinage to keep the country running. The Denver Mint cranked out hundreds of millions of these quarters to facilitate vending machines, parking meters, and everyday transactions. Because the purpose was circulation, The mint prioritized speed over perfection. This is actually great news for collectors, because when you prioritize speed, mistakes happen. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes equal money. This brings us to the first major category where your 1994 quarter might be worth a significant amount of money: rarecoins. Because over 800 million of these were made, the machinery at the Denver Mint was bound to hiccup every now and then. If your quarter has any kind of anomaly, it could be worth a premium. For example, if the coin was struck off-center, meaning the design is not centered on the metal disc, the value shoots up. A 1994 quarter with a significant off-center strike has been known to sell for over $1,200. Imagine finding a quarter worth over $1,000 because the machine that stamped it was misaligned. Another lucrative error to look for is a die break. This happens when a piece of the steel die used to stamp the coin cracks and breaks. When that happens, the metal from the coin planchet flows into the crack, creating a raised, lumpy line on the surface of the coin. These are often called cuds, or die breaks. While a minor die break might add $20 or $30 to the value, a dramatic one can be worth hundreds. There are also instances of double strikes and planchet clips, where the coin was stamped on a piece of metal that was missing a chunk, all of which can make a 1994 quarter a highly desirable and valuable piece for error collectors. But let's say your coin doesn't have an error. It looks normal, but it is in immaculate condition. This is where the term grade comes in. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A typical coin from your pocket is probably in good or fine condition, worth face value. However, if your coin has never been circulated and retains all of its original mint luster, it enters the mint state, MS category. A 1994 quarter graded MS65, which is considered gem uncirculated, is worth about $7 to $20 depending on the market. That's a nice little profit for a quarter. But wait, we are just getting started. If that coin is truly exceptional, if it has perfect surfaces, sharp strikes, and amazing eye appeal, it can grade MS67 or higher. An MS67 is a coin that is basically flawless to the naked eye. How much is a 1994 quarter worth in that condition? The auction record for a 1994 quarter graded MS67 by PCGS is a staggering $2,070. Yes, you heard that right. $2,070 for a quarter that started its life as a Denver Mint commoner. That is the power of condition and scarcity. The scarcity isn't in the total number minted, but in the number that survived in perfect, untouched condition. Now, many people ask me about the liberty aspect of the coin. The word liberty is prominently displayed on the obverse, or front of the coin, right above Washington's head. Some people mistakenly call this a liberty coin, but it is officially a Washington quarter. The presence of the word liberty is just part of the design, mandated by the Coinage Act of 1792, requiring that all American coins bear an inscription symbolizing freedom. So if you are searching online for 1994 Liberty Quarter, you are in the right place, but remember, the value hinges entirely on condition and errors, not just the presence of the word. Another crucial detail is the mint mark. You mentioned mintmark, which I assume is a typo for mint mark. The D is critical because it distinguishes this coin from its Philadelphia P and San Francisco S counterparts. While the 1994 P had a slightly lower mintage of about 721 million, the values are similar for standard coins. However, the San Francisco S quarters are a different story. Those were proof coins, specially made for collectors with mirror-like backgrounds. A 1994 S silver proof quarter, which contains 90% silver, is inherently more valuable due to its metal content and limited mintage. In a perfect grade of PR 70, a silver proof has sold for over $1,100. So, while your Denver quarter doesn't have that silver content, it can still compete with those numbers if it is a high-grade error. So how many people want to buy your 1994 D quarter? The answer is, it depends entirely on what you have. If it is a worn-down coin, the demand is effectively zero for serious collectors. You might get a roll of them for $10, but no one is clamoring for a single, common circulated piece. However, if you have a certified MS-67 example or a dramatic off-center error, the demand is incredibly high. The coin collecting community, especially error collectors and registry set collectors, people trying to build the highest graded set of Washington quarters, are always on the lookout for the best examples. The market is there, and it is liquid, meaning you can sell these high-end coins easily at auction or to dealers. Let's talk about the history of the Y. The 1994 D quarter represents the tail end of an era. This was the last classic Washington quarter design before the state quarters changed the face of American coinage forever. For collectors, the 1994 issues are significant because they are among the final years of the original Flanagan heraldic eagle reverse. There is a nostalgia factor building for these coins. People who grew up in the 80s and 90s are now entering their peak earning and collecting years, and they are chasing the coins of their childhood. This demographic shift is driving up the prices for high-grade modern coins like the 1994 D. I want to motivate you to take action right now. Go get that coin. Look at it under a bright light. First, check for errors. Is the design perfectly centered? Look at the letters and the date. Do you see any doubling? Look at the surface. Are there any strange raised bumps or cracks? If you see anything unusual, you need to preserve that coin immediately. Put it in a protective flip or a plastic capsule. Do not clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its value, turning a potential $2,000 coin into a $10 coin. Handle it by the edges only. If your coin looks brand new, if it has that shiny, cartwheel luster and no visible scratches or wear, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting it graded and encapsulated in a plastic slab authenticates its condition and maximizes its resale value. A raw, ungraded coin, even if it is nice, will never sell for as much as a certified one. If you think you have that MS-67, paying the grading fee is an investment that will pay off tenfold. Finally, we have to address the maximum prize. We already mentioned the MS-67 record at $2,070. However, let's not overlook the potential for unique errors. While the MS-67 is the record for a standard business strike, if you find a 1994 D with a major error like a double denomination, where it was stamped over another coin, or a broad strike that is 20% off-center, you could be looking at values exceeding $3,000 to $5,000. The market for mint errors is volatile and driven by eye appeal. The maximum prize is really only limited by how unique and dramatic the mistake is. In conclusion, the 1994 D Liberty Quarter is a fascinating coin because it embodies the duality of numismatics. On the one hand, it is a humble, heavily minted piece of pocket change that is worth exactly 25 cents in typical condition. On the other hand, when preserved in pristine condition or blessed with a minting error, it transforms into a highly collectible asset worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Don't overlook your change. Every single 1994 D quarter has the potential to be a treasure. The history of 1994, the massive production at Denver, and the search for perfection all converge into one small, silver-colored disc. Check your pockets, check your old coin jars, and check your bank rolls. You might just be holding a $2,070 piece of American history.